what's cracking? What's up with y'all? Just give it a second to let people dial in. I'm on here always talking positive about how to make our lives better and shit, but that shit difficult, man. It's difficult for real, for real. And I used to be on drugs real heavy, on drugs and alcohol real heavy. And I never knew how hard it was to stay sober for real. And like just over the last like few weeks ago, I like relapse and shit. So I'm back drinking and shit, and doing a little bit of extracurricular, recreational type of activities. And it ain't hit me like it used to. Like it used to have me waking up every morning and feeding for like wanting to go out and get a fix. But now it's not. It ain't got that same pull on me, that same call on me. But at the same time, I kind of understand why it was that I was such an addict in the first place, because it's like, you know, it's always there. You know what I'm saying? The drugs and alcohol. As you can see, I be functioning real heavy. Like I'm in my work clothes and I be working out, and what I mean, I take care of my family, but at the same time, drugs and alcohol have messed up my way of thinking. And it's not like something that you switch, you flip a script and you be like, what I mean, I ain't doing drugs and alcohol no more, because it's been something that I've been doing for such a long time that now, every now and again, when I feel like I'm losing, I turn into a loser and I just give in. But you know what I'm saying? The good thing about it is that I'm always learning from my experiences, and I try to help others, because I feel like if I had the help that I would have needed when I was a young man, I probably would have got into other things a lot earlier. But I got into fitness a little later in life. I got into music a little later in life. I got into advancing my education, later in life. And it's definitely changed how I look at life and how I look at the world. But then I kind of resent myself for taking so long to figure this stuff out. And it's definitely it's ruined me, man. It's ruined me, to be honest, because even though I was on drugs and alcohol for a long time, and I've even given up for a while, the effects still follow me to this day. So it's like, what I mean, even when you want to give up the lifestyle, people don't understand that you're a new person. They don't understand that you have new ambitions, and they hold things over your head of who you used to be. And my whole sense of self and being is being questioned right now. Like, I want to be a better man. I want to be a better father, but it's the times that I wasn't available, the times that I didn't know who I was, the times that I let this alcohol would come to get the best of me. And it ain't now, but what I mean, I know, like I said, I'm athletic. I work out every day, dog. But every now and again, I get down in the ruts, and I have a drink and I have a smoke and I do other things, and I just think back to the time where I was in my early 20s and my late teens, when this is all I had. And it seemed like life was a lot easier then, because I didn't have a care in the world. And now that I'm getting older, my kids are getting older, when I get high and I get drunk, it's like I'm trying to make up for missed times. I'm trying to like put a band-aid over my issues. But when I drink alcohol and when I do drugs, it feels good for the time being. But then the next day I feel like shit. So that's why I come on this live, I come on the internet and I talk about how we can be better, because if I had somebody in my life when I was younger that told me, like, what I mean, this is just loser shit, getting high, getting drunk, and doing all that other shit is gonna fuck you up in the end. Like, and I see you in the comments, and the reason I'm putting this up is because I'm trying to reach people who maybe don't have that role model. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a role model, you already know, like, drugs and alcohol run you down a bad path. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I say like y'all need to be easy after every video because even though it ain't easy, man, we gotta lay low, we gotta play slow because if not, you know what I mean, they're gonna run us through the ringer. But man, it is fucked up because I see a lot of youth, they falling down the same path. And I'm 38, but I still remember being 18, and I still remember making terrible ass decisions because the people around me was making terrible ass decisions, and I ain't have no guidance. So you know what I mean. I feel like it's on me to sacrifice what it is that I'm going through and put it out on the front line so other people can see like you're not going through this shit alone. And you know, it's not a popular topic. You know what I'm saying? People talking about they fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But I can admit like the decisions that I made, it definitely left me fucked up in the game. And that's just part of my life right now and the path that I'm on. But if you checking in, I'm always like, you know what I mean, stay up, stay positive, stay focused. Because for your life, it could be a lot different. But, you know, it don't even matter what it is that anybody thinks. All you gotta do is stay determined and and stay driven. And like I said, like alcohol and drugs have been a big part of my life and been a big part of a downfall for the whole culture. And you know what I'm saying? If you tapping in, what's up, Toby? You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm on this joint trying to mentor and trying to assist people. And a long time I ain't do it because I had my own flaws. But we are human. And during my experience here on earth, I'm gonna give you the game. You know what I'm saying? Because I wish somebody would have gave me the game. And it's tough. It's definitely tough. You know, especially in this rap culture that we live in. What's shaking, Larry? I see you out there because like the culture it pushes us to be self-destructive. As this woman I used to mess with told me, she was like, Larry said you kind of like Snoop Dogg. Yeah, and I used to look up to Snoop Dogg when I was younger, like shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to really look up to Snoop Dogg, and I realized like me trying to emulate Snoop Dogg put me in a lot of crazy situations. He said for real. Nah, I mean, I guess I take it as a compliment. I'm just me though, you know what I mean? But I mean, you know, even Snoop, he almost ruined his life, ruined his family because he was on some fake pimp shit and getting high and running the streets. What's in my cup is some whiskey and shit, man. I was sober for like 18 months, Larry, and now it got me drinking again. Life, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's like I don't really be going live, but it helps me out. So thanks for joining, Larry. I appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? You just like helping me get over whatever it is that I'm going through. But you know, I try to stay focused. I know I don't need to drink, Toby. I don't need to drink. You know what I'm saying? I I stay physically fit, as you can see, but I ain't gonna lie. Every now and again, my mind get kind of caught up in the comings and goings of life, and that's why I'm saying like the drinks. I'm stealing from myself tomorrow because I can't take care of today. Today just had too much on me. You know what I'm saying? Today had me down in the dumps. So I picked up a drink and I came and go live and told me by you telling me not to drink, it's giving me the boost that I need for tomorrow. Even though tomorrow I'm gonna be feeling hungover, but if I want to have a drink, I'm gonna remember Toby said don't drink. Toby said, you know what I mean, face your problems, just get some weed. I got some weed. I be smoking weed all day. I be smoking weed like shit, but you know what I mean? They ain't no excuse. I could just smoke some weed and you know what I mean. But the drinks help me sleep a lot easier, help me get over my problems. Even though it does make me emotional, make me go live with y'all. Weed is not really good for you, especially since I said, I be trying to be athletic. So when I be sparring and boxing, I be tasting the weed coming up. I be feeling the cough, but it helps me relax. It helps me relax as well, and it helps me, you know what I mean, just get into the zone because it's like, bro, it's a lot going on. When you be in that boxing ring, I be feeling so much anxiety, so much pressure. My mind be running a million miles an hour. And it's just like once I get hit, I just zone out and I tap into everything. And I try to put everything on my head, but it's impossible. But when I'm sparring, it's the only time where I'm not thinking about everything else that's going on in life. And drugs and alcohol keep me from being able to spar at my top. Weed is worse for you. Yeah, I do box. I do box. I start putting up some videos of me boxing and stuff. Matter of fact, let me show you a little bit of my my little training facility that I got here. You see my kids stuff all over the place. This is my uppercut bag. You know what I'm saying? All right, Larry, we'll catch you next time. This is my double M bag. You know what I'm saying? Help me work on my timing. This is why I do my hooks. Yeah. Hey, Jennifer, I know alcohol is terrible. Alcohol is terrible. Alcohol is terrible. And like I said, I ain't drank in like almost a year, 2 years, but just like this holiday seasons and the pressures and you know what I mean, it just kind of threw me off, man. But I'm gonna try not to make it a habit for real. I'm gonna try not to make it a habit because alcohol is like poison. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. Alcohol is poison, and it's because you know what I mean, I don't have an outlet, and I feel like a lot of people of color they don't have an outlet. And, you know what I mean? I ain't grow up with somebody telling me that you know what I mean I could be the best version of myself. Get into more boxing will do your mind good. Yeah, you're right, Jennifer, and I appreciate that. Boxing definitely does my mind good. Hey, stop that, Kate. I'm gonna work on it. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you for real, for real. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I went live yesterday, and a lot of people came in and they tuned in and they were supportive. So I felt like I would go live today, and I thank y'all for real. Anybody who showed up and tuned in because like it does help me out. And I be telling everybody on my page like, yo, we gotta stay up, we gotta stay positive, you know. And sometimes it gets difficult because I'm always putting out a positive message. And Jennifer came and she gave me a positive message. Larry gave me a positive message tonight, and I definitely appreciate that. Toby, what's up, Toby? Nothing is impossible by God. And you're right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes I go through what I go through to bring me closer to God, and to make me realize that God is the only one that we have in our corner. When everybody else abandoned us, God is still there for us. And you know what I mean? I put too much stock into the world, into money, into materialism because I live in America. But I mean, just going on live today helped me connect with Jennifer, Toby, and Larry. And it helped me clear my mind. It's not going to take away from this drink that I'm having, but as Jennifer said, that I just need to focus on boxing. And thank y'all for subscribing and liking this video. And I think I'm gonna come live more often. I went live yesterday, as I mentioned, and it helped me get a lot of shit off of my mind. You know what I'm saying? And the culture is crazy. Everything's drugs and alcohol and sex driven. And I'm really trying to find God. So it's crazy that you mentioned God. I'm really trying to find God. But they put up a blockade in everything that we do, especially if we feel like we're chosen ones. And at one point I felt like I was chosen, but I still do. I just felt like I lost my connection with God because I spent so much time in the streets and so much time in the earthly things that it kind of made me distance myself from the higher power. But it don't mean that the relationship is over. You know, God will send us through stuff just to bring us closer to Him. And you know what I mean? I just gotta get more into boxing, into my music, into my arts, into my creativity, and create more so that I can connect with like-minded people like yourselves. And you know what I mean? Say this again. I really appreciate y'all for joining the live and tapping in and giving me good feedback and explaining to me, like, you know, even though I'm feeling down and out, that, you know, God sent good people like Toby, Jennifer, and Larry just to keep me on point. I'm in Maryland. I'm in Maryland. Thank you. Yeah, I know God got me. I know God got me, but you know, sometimes being in this world, Jennifer, will have us being down, and you know, I have a lot of blessings. We all have a lot of blessings. It's spiritual warfare. You know, if you tapping in, you already know it's a spiritual warfare, and sometimes if God protects us so well that the devil uses the people around us or circumstances around us to bring us down, because he knows he can't get to us directly. You know, he knows that I used to be out in the streets doing things to destroy myself. And now, even though I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm in the house and I'm protected and I'm safe. And it just feels amazing because I used to be out there doing things and waking up the next morning like, how did I get here? What happened? And it's just, you know, the grace of God that I'm not in a hole or in a cell. But the fight, it's never over. You know what I'm saying? The battle is never done. We gotta give it to God, and we have to continue to allow Him to fight our battles. And man, y'all have given me so much inspiration. Like, if you can go back and rewatch this, I was down at first, but just like being around people who just telling me that, you know what I'm saying, I need to get it together. I need to do better. It encourages me, and thank you. You know what I mean? I appreciate you. This is actually my cousin. He died of a drug overdose. We used to do drugs together. He was cremated and placed inside of this. My aunt gave it to me, and I wear it at all times unless I'm working out. Jennifer says, "Trust me, I'm in a mess at the moment. The devil and the demons of life, but pick the weed up." Jennifer is crazy because I used to be a drug addict, like wake up and do coke and do heroin, and I didn't like weed, and I started smoking weed, and weed made me so tired and so sluggish that I wasn't out running the streets. So it's like, you know what I mean, I live and I tell people every day, if you're going through something, to smoke so much weed that you don't have the energy to do anything. And you know, I definitely agree. I can just smoke weed, but today I just lost that battle. You know, I just lost that battle today, Jennifer. And you know what I mean? I just want to apologize to you, apologize to God, apologize to myself because I'm usually stronger than that. But you know, again, thank you for coming and being she said you got the wrong weed. And that might be the case. That might be the case, or maybe my tolerance is just too high, for real, for real. Yeah. But you know, I I try to stay high. I try to stay high. I think that sometimes we just smoke so much that it just don't got the same effect. I went on a cruise and I stopped smoking for 8 days, and then when I came home and I smoked, I felt like a virgin again. Yeah, it was so good. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that'd be the thing. It's like we learn from our mistakes, right? I'm learning from our mistakes, but we still live in a world where people judge us for our mistakes. You know what I mean? And I think that's what really messes with my head, that I've learned from my mistakes and I want to show up like I'm a new person. I'm new. I'm renewed. You know, God came and he forgave me for all of my sins. But the humans around me is like, I remember when you used to do drugs. I remember when you used to go to jail. I remember this. I remember when you wrecked your car. I remember when you caught a DUI. Like, and they just remind me that God's been working on me, and they remind me that, you know what I'm saying. How do I put this? They just remind me that the devil had a big hold of me at one time, And then sometimes that's all the devil needs to bring us back down when he be like, yeah, me and you used to be real cool. Remember that? And I would want to say that's not me no more. That's not me no more. I'm not that person no more. But it's at the same time, like, I still get treated like that person because I let so many people down in my life. And you know what I mean? I've hurt people who love me because I was addicted to drugs, or I was addicted to the streets, or I didn't understand the love that I was getting. So I went out and looked for it elsewhere. But you know, I definitely learned from my mistakes, Jennifer. I definitely learned how to become a better person. But I guess, you know, we have a plan and God has a plan. And sometimes I get upset when my plan don't go the way that God wrote things for me. And I see things one way, and God's like, that's not for you. That's not for you. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I take it personal. You know, God probably got bigger and better things for me, but I take it personal. You know what I'm saying? I take it personal. Like, why it ain't playing out the way I wanted to play out, God? You know what I'm saying? I try so hard to make things fall into place, God. Why is everything falling apart? But God's like, I got better for you, man. You know what I'm saying? I, I got people out here that really understand you and really vibe with you, and you trying to connect with people who were part of your past. But I guess it's rejection. You know what I'm saying? It's a sense of rejection for me. You know what I mean? And thank you. It is normal to feel that way. But like I say, I'm an athlete, so a part of me is very competitive, and I feel like losing is just not something that I'm comfortable with. And even when losing, sometimes it's a big win. You know, I'm losing people who don't understand me, who don't appreciate me, who maybe don't see my glow. For people like yourself who can tell me good and positive things and not condemn me because of my past, but I still take it as a loss because it's just not what I plan my life on being like. But I do appreciate, you know, all the positive and kind words. And I really just came online today to, you know, let people know that you're not the only one going through what you're going through. And everybody comes online and talks about how good their life is. And I want to be transparent and tell you that sometimes this life thing is messed up. And it's messed up for me right now. And then brush it off and glow like you want and do the dance. You know, I like to dance. I do like to dance. And yeah, I guess I ain't gonna have no choice but to brush it off and glow like God made me to glow. But you know, we have at least me. I have. I guess I expected that when I do get my life together, that people will be happy and proud. Like, yes, he's out of his rut, but they still see me as who I used to be, and it kind of is like I did all this for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me relapse. And I guess it's like my therapy session. You know what I'm saying? Be able to talk and be able to get everything out. And maybe I do need to go for a nice dance, go out and just let my body just move around a little bit, Jennifer. But it's just like, it's tough. It's tough without no guidance and without people constantly telling you that you're appreciated. I see why people kind of like, they get to a certain place where they give up. Damn, I'm sorry to hear about your cousin. Yeah, drugs, man. Drugs is a horrible thing, especially because of that fentanyl, Toby. Like, drugs, you know, I try to avoid drugs. I never even like to drink alcohol, but to be honest, I'm scared of drugs now because of fentanyl. I had a few people die that I know on drug overdoses and stuff, and I got close, but you know what I mean. Glory to God. Uh, like it was where He woke me up. Yeah, Jennifer, don't give up. Don't give up. Like keep tapping in on this channel. Like you know what I mean. We gonna keep pushing this thing out together. We gonna get it started early, like 2025. We doing we making major waves, and we doing it all for God. All glory to God. You know what I mean? Because without God, I don't know where I would be at. Like I ask God every day, like, why you ain't take my life? You know what I'm saying, Toby? My cousin passed away too because of drugs. Oh, you said your cousin got a few years because of drugs. I got people who got a few years drugs. Oh, he died from kidney failure. Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, and that's one thing that we don't know about. Well, you know, we don't talk about with drugs. Like, it's more than just an overdose. It destroys us from the inside out. Alcohol destroys us from the inside out. When you go to church, you know what I'm saying. Pray for me, and I'm gonna pray for you. I don't really be going to church very often, but you know I do pray, and this is my version of church right here, being able to fellowship with y'all and talk about the goodness of God. And you know what I mean. I'm a very healthy person. I like to think, you know, I don't do fast food. I don't, you know what I'm saying, eat pork and stuff like that. Oh, you haven't been in church for 12 years? Yeah, I haven't been in church for a long time. When I go, I kind of stand outside, and cause I got kids and a family, so sometimes they go to church. I send them up there, but I don't, you know, I just feel like the people in church sometimes they judge me and they're hypocritical, and that might just be my own demons. You know what I mean? It might just be me, but I just feel like, and that's why I stopped going to church, and that's why I stopped being around. I just feel like they, and then, like I said, it just might be me. They don't see like sometimes people are going through things, and the elders, I just feel like they didn't come to me and just give me advice that I could use in the real world. They just say pray and glory be to God, and like, but I needed real world help. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, I definitely dig it. You know what I'm saying? You sound like you got some good friends, Jennifer, that want to go to church. Church is definitely full of demons. I met some of the most wicked people in church, and they pulled me into a lot of things that I was trying to get away from, but I was antisocial. And I got to church, and I felt like I was part of something. And then once I realized, like, hey, I want to give up the drugs and alcohol, we should all do it. I realized the people at church, dang, they were almost like the people on the streets. They just went to church every Sunday and danced and sang, but you know, they had their same vices. But I was serious about getting closer to God. And I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? None of us are. But I'm serious about getting closer to God. I'm serious about sacrificing things in my life. And like I'm transparent with all this stuff, dog. I've been on all kind of stuff. I womanized. I had multiple women. In and out of the system, in and out of the court system, on and off of drugs. You know what I'm saying? Used to be stealing, used to be robbing, used to be doing all kind of stuff. But I mean, through the grace of God, I was able to pull myself out of that and show people that I'm different. People who used to be my mortal enemies, they see me and they wanted to, you know, cause issues. They see that I changed my life, and it's just being consistent. So, like, yeah, last I have an addiction issue, so I can't control how much I consume. But I hear what you're saying, because when I started drinking again, like a week ago, it was real relaxing, and my mind was all over the place. But when I had a drink, I was able to just relax. So, and it even says in the Bible that alcohol, you know what I mean, you can have it for like, I think some kind of illnesses or something like that, but it helps like just relax you. But when you become a drunkard, it kind of takes you off your path. But just the way that I work out, I just, tomorrow when I wake up, I know my trainer's gonna hit me and be like, "Yo, let's go to the gym," and I'm gonna be sluggish tomorrow. He's probably gonna hit me with all kind of punches that I'm not gonna see coming. And ever since Thanksgiving, I haven't really been working out, so I'm gonna pay for it. But and yeah, I mean, I feel God. I feel God, and I always give glory to God. But they say that the devil runs the world. They say that the devil runs the earth. And when I watch movies, media, and I listen to music, it's like it's so demonic. Everybody's always angry and violent, and it's just like people are so short with each other that it's like where's our love for God? Where's our love for God now that we need Him the most? We put our energy into anything and everything, but we won't stop and think about how good God is. What's the time it is for me? It is 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, Toby, and you know what I'm saying? I just had a lot on my mind, a lot on my spirit. And they say around this time is the time that we should pray. And I've been praying and asking God to reveal Himself to me. And sometimes, man, they say like when you pray and you ask God to reveal Himself, you have to be prepared to listen. You have to be prepared for that message that He gives you. Sometimes He gives us messages that we're not prepared for. And I feel like God's been telling me a lot of stuff that I don't want to hear, man. I don't want to hear. Like, I want things my way, and God's telling me like it's time to leave where I'm at and go and find people who understand me and who will let me grow and blossom and be the person who I am without worrying about my past. Oh, Jennifer, you must be in California, Texas, or something like that. You 2 hours behind. So yeah, but I guess I'm gonna try to go live a little bit sooner so we can all get. Oh, you in Colorado? I've been to Colorado. Funny thing. So I went to Colorado, right? And when I went to Colorado, at this time weed wasn't legal in Maryland. I'm from Maryland, so I was so excited to go to Colorado. And I get out there, and it's rocky and it's beautiful. The air was so crisp and clean. And we go down to the dispensary. It's 2 a.m. for you too, Toby. You from LA? I never been to LA. So we go to dispensary, 16th Street dispensary. I'm sure if you're in Colorado, you heard of it. For some reason, everybody knows. I think it's called the 16th Street Mall. So we had the 16th Street Mall, and we got some weed. It was great. You know what I'm saying? You got two different types of smoking. So then the next day, the very next day, I leave and come back to Maryland. It sucks in Colorado now. Yeah, I heard it sucks in Colorado. A lot of drugs and homelessness, and like it's just bad. I heard that too. So I'm on the plane on my way back to Maryland, and I take a nap. I wake up, yo. The plane felt like it was in this joint. It felt like literally it was so small. I get up, I'm like walk into the bathroom and pass out and faint. I don't know what happened. They said it was like an altitude change, like my body wasn't used to it. But bro, I'm walking and it's just like my whole body shut down and I just fall asleep on the floor on the plane, and it was just crazy. But Colorado is a beautiful place. It's just a lot of like homelessness and poverty there. But it was an experience. It's homelessness now where I'm at. I mean, the world is just changing. The United States is just changing. People are just at their wits' end. Economy is just, man. I don't know, but I'm an investor, so I've been making money, but I'm not blind to see that the things are going up and the prices of stuff is becoming outrageous, so the normal person cannot afford them. But I think that's where a lot of pressure and stuff's coming from. He said poor Trump. Yeah, I'm not really into politics like that, so I don't really, but I, I don't know. It's saying that it should be getting better soon. I hope it gets better. You know what I'm saying? Either way, we're gonna have to ride this thing out. We're gonna ride this thing out. But shit, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, Jennifer, Toby, and Larry and Laz, because I appreciate y'all conversation today. This is my second night going live, and it actually ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. It helps me kind of get my thoughts out and kind of relax my mind. I realize that I be drinking and drugging because I don't have a way to get my thoughts out. And when I was on drugs and alcohol, I didn't really had to think about that. I just had to think about getting high. But now I guess life is like how they say lifing. And you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of other ways to cope with this bullshit that's going on. You know what I mean? Trying to understand, like, we on a rat race. It's a treadmill. We all ripping and running to try to get to the same big ass piece of cheese. But they're making it thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner, and now we fighting each other. Let me see. But yeah, I mean, it's 12 o'clock where you is, Jennifer. It's 2 o'clock where you is, Toby. I appreciate y'all subscribing me. Thanks, Toby. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Larry. I'm about to call it a night. Try to get some sleep. Y'all been like therapists. I should shoot y'all a cash app. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna try to stay up and stay positive. God bless y'all. Y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves out there. How the fuck did I stop this shit?